Hey guys, it's Di. So I'm going to film this as the end to the video with the news of what's going on in our life. And that wasn't staged at all. It was just me grabbing the camera because as a vlogger, the first thing I did was make sure the kids are okay. And the second thing was I just naturally grabbed my camera and was like, I'm gonna try to get what I can on film because this is obviously gonna impact our life. So a car did hit our house, and I feel like it's relevant to share at this point because I knew from the moment it happened it was going to be a very long-term impact. This was not going to be like, oh, a car hit my house and like a week later we're back in our house and you know, like I could just buff over it with vlogs and never mention it. This was not going to be an event I could not mention because it's going to affect us for so long. So the long and the short of it was a driver lost control of their car. Whether or not they were conscious or in their right mind is unknown at this point, or unbeknownst to me. Something was definitely going on. Something was definitely off. And I didn't, you know, film the driver, but something was definitely a little off. Anyways, so they lost control of their car, and you know, it wasn't like a medical condition like a heart attack or anything like that. It was more mental, we'll put it that way, mental than health. So anyways, they lost control of their car and went into the side of our house. We do have a wooded area behind us, so it was very statistical improbability that this would ever happen. So just looking at the area that the car got through, there's one little area where it's this short bush, and that is where the car came through. It just, you know, it's something that you never dream you're going to have to say in your lifetime, that a car hit my house. I mean, I've been saying this for the past 3 days now, and it's just doesn't get any more real anytime you say it. It just feels weird to say that. But the impact was great enough that I was sitting in the living room when it happened, and he hit some things before he hit our house. He hit a tree and knocked a tree over. So he was going fast enough, he knocked a tree over. He knocked a transformer and knocked power out to our side of the block. Everyone else has their power on except for us. I'll talk about that in a minute. But I heard those two impacts and I thought that someone had had a wreck down the street. So I was literally thinking to myself, I should go check and see, you know, like look out the window to see if someone's gotten a wreck in case I need to call. And basically, as I was thinking this thought, in the time that it took me to think that, there was a loud boom, which there's no other way to describe it other than a car hitting the side of your house. Imagine a car crash sound, no brake squealing because he never braked, but just impact of a car with the side of a brick wall, basically. It just very, very surreal. And at that point, the house shook, and I knew it was much more immediate than like off in the distance. So we dealt with that most of the evening. Our fire department and emergency response people were amazing, absolutely amazing. I cannot stress enough how much we moved to this specific area for a lot of different reasons, mainly the schools, but also just the city itself is amazing. And I definitely saw that in action when we had the fire and rescue people had to come out to our house. They just were so efficient and caring, and they knew exactly what to do. They did a really amazing job. So they got everything as far as they got the car out of the house and took care of all of that. When the car went into our house, it did impact the area where our electrical box is. So the area where it went in is in like our basement storage area, which I don't really think I've ever extensively filmed because there's not really been a reason to. You'll see it coming up in the future. And where he hit, it took out our electrical. So even though our neighbors have their electrical on now, our gas and electric is off until all of that gets fixed. So that's one of the reasons that this is going to take so long, is because not only do they have to fix the area where the car went into our house, which was all brick and concrete, literally knocked over a concrete wall, but also things like the electrical box are going to have to be replaced, and all that takes time. It takes permits, it takes specialty tradesmen to do all of it. So you have to have electricians for electric, you have to have plumbers for gas, and etc. So it's going to take a lot of time. And I'm not even going to say the estimates, but the estimates are, we're looking at most of the summer. Could be. could be looking at most of the summer in an extended stay. So on the bright side, we just kind of scrambled to like get to a hotel room that night because we couldn't stay in the house. It's what they, you know, inhabitable because it doesn't have electricity. And so we just kind of scrambled to a regular hotel room. We were there 2 nights. And then today we moved into this extended stay, which is more like a long-term thing. So it's very relieving to be in here because it's got like, I'm sitting in what's like the master bedroom right now. So my husband and I have our own room, our own bathroom, our own dresser. And there's like a commons area, and then the kids have their own room, which is where they're off making lots of noise right now. So they're getting settled in and they seem happier. It's definitely really stressful, like being in one room. And we have obviously been in this situation not too long ago when we were looking at houses. So we knew all too well what this is going to be like, and it's going to be a much longer time period than when we were looking at houses and waiting to get into our house. So I'm very happy to be in this location that's kind of more of a long-term situation. So that is that. We're not as close to like where the girls go to school and everything. It is a bit more of a drive, but I just have to leave a little bit earlier. I mean, they'll still be going to school, and I'm going to try to keep their schedule as normal as I possibly can. But I'll definitely be dealing with a lot of contractors and all kinds of things I've never had to deal with before. So what that basically means for you guys is I started posting on Instagram fairly soon after it happened, basically because I knew my videos were posted up to a certain point and then they were just going to stop. So I was just basically going to disappear. So I kind of wanted to get the word out that something major was going on, and I wasn't like just disappearing off the face of the earth, that there was kind of a major reason why my videos were just going to stop. Now that we're in here, I need to sort out, you know, how fast the internet's going to be, how long videos can upload, and how that's going to work. And I will just try to get some sort of sporadic upload schedule as I can. And, you know, as we get settled in, it'll get easier. But here right in the beginning, I don't even know when I'm going to edit this. I don't know when I'm going to have the time. So that's basically why I wanted to do these vlogs, just kind of fill you in on what's going on. And I haven't just like jumped ship and disappeared. There's been a very major reason why my vlogs will be delayed. And, you know, I had schedules set out that I'd planned to do, videos I'd planned to do, and those are all going to be just on hold for right now. So anyways, just trying to maintain some of that sunny optimism. This is really one of those things where people like always ask in the comments, like, you know, how do you keep smiling and how do you know, stay positive? This is definitely one of those situations. Well, it definitely tests that. We'll put it that way. I don't think I've had a major meltdown yet, but we're right in the beginning stages. I don't know. I think it's just a coping mechanism for me, honestly, being happy as you know, I was just trying to like just be nice to everyone the day that it happened. Obviously everyone was there to help us, and just, you know, talking on the phone to all the business side of things that you have to do. And a couple of people actually said to me, you know, like, you seem in pretty good spirits for someone that just had a car go through the side of your house. And I basically just said, I don't know how else to be at this point. I'm just, you know, I'm in shock, I'm stunned, and this is just how I'm managing to cope with it. Because it's a lot to wrap your head around, it really is. So, the kids are okay, my husband and I are okay, the cats are okay. I know a couple people asked about, they were in a totally different area of the house. Everyone was in pretty much a totally different area of the house. The one fortunate thing is that the kids' playroom is on the opposite side of the wall from the storage building. So we are, or the storage room, so we're very lucky that that setup, that design was not reversed, because this could have been a lot worse situation, and you know, it could have been bad. So that's what we have to do, is just look at the positives and thank God that you know, it didn't go in a different area of the house, it didn't go into the playroom side. So how bizarre. I never in my life thought I would be making a video about this, but a car crashed into my house. So that's what is up with us. I have a couple vlogs coming up that actually we filmed today of, you know, coming into this extended stay for the first time. At some point I will show the aftermath, the damage. I don't know when or to what extent I will, but I'll share all of that with you, and I'll just share the process as we go along. I'm going to be having to learn a lot about contracting and words that they use and stuff. So I'll share my experience of what happens after a car crashes through the wall of your basement. So that is it for today. I just wanted to wrap up the vlog where I took just some really short clips the day that it happened. Like literally just my instant reaction and then basically showing what happened. So I just wanted to sum that up and let you know that this is going to be a little bit consuming over the next couple months. So thanks for watching. I'm glad everyone's okay, and until then, I will see you in a future video. Thanks for watching. Bye.